Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Melody and I am coming at you with a tip today um, along with some information on the difference between seedling soil and potting mix. This is just for the sake of the video. This is by Miracle Grow. This is potting mix. There's my seedling soil that you saw in the last video. I put boiling hot water in. So let's go up here to the bowls. And let me show you the difference. Okay, here is potting soil. And if you can see, there's little fine pieces. Let me show you. There's like pieces of wood in here. You'll find sticks in here. You know, little wood chips. So that is what's inside potting mix, along with some, not a ton, but some vitamin. This is the potting soil. Here is the seedling soil. It's light, it's fluffy, it doesn't have big chunks of wood and things like that in here. I mean, you may occasionally see like a little teeny tiny little thing like that, and you can just pick it out. But this is seedling soil, which is mainly peat moss and vermiculite, and it doesn't have any vitamin in it whatsoever. When I showed putting the water in to sanitize the soil in the last video, I also wanted to point this out. How do you know the soil after you put the water in it's ready to go in your seed tray? If you can grab your seedling soil and you can go like that and it can hold a shape and no water comes out of it, that is how you want it to be to fill your seed tray. So seedling soil is light and fluffy, doesn't have any sticks or twigs or anything like that, also has no nutrient value whatsoever. Potting mix has a little bit of nutrients. It's a lot thicker. It's not holding, as you can see. It has a lot of different twigs and branches and stuff like that in here. Have I used potting mix for my tomatoes and peppers before in a seed tray? I have. And I just picked out the twigs. The decision's yours. If you want to go with a potting mix, which technically a seed doesn't need any nutrients for it to come up out of soil. This is what you would use after your seedling comes up and it's ready to be transplanted into a different pot until you can get it outside. You would use potting mix. When you're starting your seedling mix, you want it to be able to hold firmly, pretty good. Make sure it's dampened before it goes in your seed tray, and it's light and fluffy. Like I said, it has no nutrition in this whatsoever, and the potting mix has some fertilizer in here, a very small amount. But there's the difference. I had that question. I'm just trying to, help you out by showing you. Potting mix has a lot of things like this in there, and if this was on a seed tray for your seed to pop up, this could block it from actually coming up out of the hole. So, like I said, I've used potting mix a lot. So you'll find this is basically just peat moss. But I've used potting mix, honestly, plenty of times on seed trays, but it takes a little bit longer because you have to pick all the sticks and the twigs out. And yes, my seeds germinated. So I think it's just a preference over potting soil and seedling mix. My seedling mix is pretty good. It is by Miracle Grow. Get what you can afford. Don't worry about what everybody else is planting in. Just worry about what you can plant in and what you can afford. So there's the difference between a potting soil and a seedling soil. It's basically whatever you want to use, what you think would work. But if you're going to use this type of mix, the potting mix, you're going to have to pick all these things out as you are doing your seed trays. It's annoying. I know you'll end up with a whole cup full of sticks and twigs by the time you're done. But can you plant in potting mix? Yes. I've done it for the last 2 years. Works perfectly fine. Just remember to moisten your potting mix. Also, don't forget to moisten your seedling soil too when you're going to do a seed tray, because of the factor you want the soil to be moist for your seedling to germinate. So this is light and fluffy. It doesn't have any twigs or anything like that. It's mainly peat moss, vermiculite, if you can see that in there. This is Miracle-Gro's potting mix with lots of sticks, twigs, wood chips, and there's a difference. And can you use potting mix was the question. And you can, but make sure you dampen it same way that I showed on the video, but you're going to have to sit there and pick out a bunch of twigs and branches out of the potting mix to use for your seeds. So potting mix, seedling soil, the difference, this has wood chips, sticks, twigs, some nutrient value in it. This has nothing in it, vermiculite, and some peat moss. It's light, airy, and fluffy so that your seed can pop up out of the little hole in the tray. And always remember to moisten your soil the way I showed you. If you can go like this and it holds, this one's of course coming apart, but you get the idea. If you can get it to come together, then it's pretty moist. This could probably use a little bit more. You don't want to be able to squeeze it and any water come out. You just want it to be able to hold like such so that you can fill your seed trays. So that is the difference in Miracle-Gro potting mix, Miracle-Gro seedling soil. Like I said, I put it in the bowl just for video purposes. The seedling soil, soft and fluffy, no nutritional value, no twigs and things of that nature. And you can see all the twigs, pieces of mulch that are inside the potting mix. So the decision's yours when you're going to do your tray. If you want to use potting mix, you can. Pick out all the sticks and twigs, little wood chips you find, or you can go with the seedling soil, seedling mix. And yeah, you won't find all that. One has nutrition in it, one doesn't. Does your seedlings need nutrition in it to pop up? No, it doesn't. So there's my video for today, my little trick. I have used potting mix, like I stated, and I picked everything out of it. My tomatoes and peppers grew just fine. This year, I've been doing some things in some seedling mix just because I don't feel like picking out all the twigs and whatnot. So you can use whatever soil you want. It is preferred, so seedlings like it's soft and fluffy, but I have used this for 2 growing seasons. It's time consuming, but everything germinated. So that is for the new gardeners. The decision's yours. Potting mix, seedling mix. I would recommend a seedling mix. You know, there's a lot less stuff in it, and your seedlings do not need nutrition. Seedling mix has no nutrition in it. Potting mix has a little bit of nutrition in it. So there you go. You can use either one. Just make sure if you use the potting mix, my friends, you pick out all the sticks and twigs and branches that end up all throughout this mix. There's all kinds of things in there that you will have to pick out before you go to do your seed trays. So that is today's tip. I hope that information was helpful for you, and God bless. I hope you are enjoying this series. And yeah, we're going to get ready to start putting some seedlings in some trays. So subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up button. Give this video a like. I really do hope that that was helpful for you. Potting soil over seedling, it's your choice. And I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.